The crypto bears are saying the party is over and we have another big crash coming. But the bulls insist we still have 100k Bitcoin on the table for this year. The level of interest or the number of people searching for Bitcoin or crypto in Google has fallen massively. The fear and greed index also shows that the market has been in an extreme fear state for more than a month now. So which way are we going? Are we going up or are we going down? Well, by the end of this video, I will share with you guys the information that I have collected and I will answer that question. But before doing that, let's roll that beautiful intro. It's time to ascend.
The world is yours and everything in it. Gonna go get it.
Welcome to the channel. Here we only focus on finding ways to print money through long-term passive income investing and short-term trading. So if making old money is something that you are interested in, make sure to definitely hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and let's get elevated. On May 12th, Mr. Iron Man himself, Mr. Everybody's favorite Elon Musk tweets, Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin due to concerns about the environmental impacts and energy sustainability of Bitcoin mining. This tanked the price of Bitcoin by more than 10% in just one day, and we have not been able to recover since. Okay, so now let's figure out where the price of Bitcoin, the lord of the coins, is likely to move. At the moment, we are looking at Bitcoin's price chart on the daily time frame, and it is very clear that the price of Bitcoin has been moving in this descending triangle for the past 2 to 3 months. This descending triangle pattern is a bearish indicator which normally predicts that price will be heading towards the downside. Now let's go to a lower time frame and look at the 4-hour chart. Let me switch to the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, we can see the same descending triangle pattern in here. Now let's switch to a higher time frame. Let's go to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, it is not yet too clear where the price is heading. We don't have enough candles to kind of like come up with a pattern on where price will be heading. But from past price action and the ongoing whale accumulation, I believe that in case we do fall below the $30,000 level, in case we fall below this line, this $30,000 line, we should have a 2 to 3 day fake out to the bottom before we revert back to the mean on the daily chart. On the daily chart, I think the mean is sitting at 4,200. So around 4,200, that will probably be the peak before we start falling back again to continue this downtrend. In my opinion, the $20,000 level for Bitcoin was not retested enough, and we'll probably be heading backwards to go retest that one more time. I know I'm painting a very gloomy picture right now, so if you're a crypto bull and you do not agree with me, share your opinions in the comment section. Different opinions are always welcome on this channel. Let's cover each other's six. Now let's look at what is happening in the crypto market in terms of dominance. So now we are looking at Bitcoin's dominance chart, and it is very clear that altcoins still have their foot on Bitcoin's neck, right? Bitcoin has barely recovered since the start of altcoin season. Altcoin season started over here, which is around early January of this year, and then since then we can see what has happened to Bitcoin's dominance. Bitcoin's dominance has fallen drastically. It is slowly recovering. On the MACD, we can see that Bitcoin is gearing up to reassert its dominance over the market. All right, I expect Bitcoin's dominance at the moment. Bitcoin's dominance is at 46. I expect that to hit the 50, to at least go retest the 50% level very soon. In terms of dominance, let's see how the top 5 altcoins are doing. At the moment, we are looking at the Ethereum versus US dollar chart, and we see the same pattern that we saw in the Bitcoin versus US dollar chart, right? We see the descending triangle. So this is not giving us any new information other than Ethereum is following the same pattern as Bitcoin. So you know what? Let's switch to the Ethereum versus Bitcoin, right? So let's see what's happening over here. Let me do a little bit of house cleaning, and we can see that in the Ethereum versus Bitcoin, chart, right, we see lower lows and lower highs, right? So lower lows and lower highs. Ethereum is getting an ass whooping from Bitcoin at the moment, but then this pattern over here, which is called the falling wedge or the descending wedge, is actually bullish, right? So I expect Ethereum to rise in terms of Bitcoin very soon. I mean, with the new features coming to Ethereum, Ethereum going to the proof of stake, I believe that would make Ethereum actually a good buy at the moment. Like this is not financial advice, by the way, but then this pattern is actually a bullish pattern. So Ethereum should be rising against Bitcoin very soon. Now let's look at BNB, the Binance coin. So at the moment we are looking at the Binance versus US dollar, and we see the same pattern that we saw in the Bitcoin versus US dollar and the Ethereum versus US dollar. So this pattern is the descending triangle. So we're not getting any useful information. We already know about this, right? So let's go to the Binance versus Bitcoin. Let's look at that pair. So Binance versus Bitcoin. Let me do a little bit of house cleaning. We see that from this chart, we see that Binance, the price has been recording higher lows and lower highs, right? This pattern is called the symmetrical triangle pattern, right? And we already see that the price broke out outside of this symmetrical triangle, but then it has been pulling back for a retest. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But then I have a concern over here. The volume is a little bit low. The RSI is not giving us any useful information at the moment. And then the MACD is also not giving us any useful information on on what is happening. Now let's look at the Cardano chart. We are looking at the Cardano versus US dollar pair, and we can see that we see the same pattern, right? We see the same descending triangle pattern that we saw in the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance chart. And then we already know from this that it usually indicates that the price will be going down. I'm not going to waste my time anymore because on the US dollar charts. So let me just switch to the Cardano versus Bitcoin pair. Let me clean up really quick. All right, so in this chart, actually, this is basically the same thing that we see the same pattern. We see the same descending triangle pattern, and then this pattern, like I said, it usually indicates that price will be going down. Like, there's a high chance price will go down from here. But then Cardano has the smart contracts feature coming soon. So yeah, we'll have to wait to see for this one. Now let's see how Dogecoin is doing. We are looking at the Doge versus US dollar pair, and we see the same descending triangle pattern that we've seen in the past 4 charts for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Cardano. All of them against the US dollar. They all following the same pattern, the descending triangle pattern. But then Doge seems to be leading the market. It is very close. It is way closer to the end of this pattern than any other crypto that we've looked before. So I will be keeping an eye on Doge for the next week. It will probably show us it will probably be a good indicator of where the market will be going. Now let's look at Polkadot. We are looking at the Polkadot versus the US dollar pair at the moment, and then we see the same descending triangle pattern that we've seen in all 5 cryptos so far, right? But Polkadot is the only crypto that we've seen so far to break outside of this descending triangle. It broke below it, but then it seems to be reverting back to get inside it. But then the RSI looks a little bit bullish. The MACD, I'm not too sure yet, but then it looks a little bit bullish. We've stayed on the negative end of the MACD for a good amount of time. The histogram, or we've stayed below that for a good amount of time now. And then, but then there was the extension over here, so it looks like these are balanced out. But then we'll have to wait and see. But then so far it's looking a little bit bullish. Volume is also picking up a little bit as well. This is actually bullish for Polkadot actually. But then let's switch to the Polkadot versus Bitcoin pair, right? So the DOT versus BTC. So Polkadot versus Bitcoin, and we see a falling wedge actually. So there's a falling wedge on the Polkadot versus Bitcoin pair. This is actually bullish. This may end up reverting back for Polkadot. Now, if cryptos are giving you a headache and you want a less risky source of passive income and investment returns, make sure to check out this video over here for how I am printing money and building another source of passive income through dividend investing. Also, make sure to definitely hit the like and subscribe.